Evening all, and welcome back to episode 2 of Kerbalism. Now, last time we went through doing some contracts, getting some science, generally getting going, early day stuff, and I've realised that all those science experiments can be done not just on the launch pad, but also on the runway. So, I'm just going to build a very, very simple craft here. Counter. That way up, there we are. And we're going to take a scientist, Bob. Bob is going to come and we're going to gather all the science from the runway. All the science we can so far. So, mysterious goo. Yeah, can we reset that now? Doesn't require a science? No. So they still have to actually go to the device to reset. Okay, that's fine. Material bay. Port. Yay. Port. Can you get to that? Yes, you can. There we are. You can restore that. Look at this one. Yes. Got a very long reach. Must have special science arms or something there. And we're getting that wonderful bug again. Now, the way the biomes work is there are many all over the world. Obviously, the shores, the mountains, the grasslands. The actual KSC has got a lot of biomes. Each one of these buildings own biome. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 biomes. And the science can be done in each and every biome, so that's obviously a lot of science. See if I can. Not sure if I can make this fall over. No. Oh, there we go. Let's go disco dancing. Hey, break dancing, and see if I can drive off the edge of the runway. Bob's other talent that he doesn't really tell many people about. Right, there we are. We're off the runway. We're on the shores. And now if I do a crew report, the other temperatures, I think I've done a fair few of these. Yay. Board, and it says dump, but it's not dumped. But as you can see now, we've got pressure data from landed at Kerbal and landed at the runway. So yes, that's each and every one of these biomes. So I wonder if I've got any wheels. Unlocked wheels yet? Round. Nope, we have landing struts. So we just gained some science. Let's see if we can get some wheels and build ourselves very, very basic. Yeah, a very basic rover, a little vehicle for probably Bob. Drive about in, gathering science from all over. Science on board. Tiger counter. That to there. That there. I'm not sure about the actual reach of it, so there's the door. If I put them near it, it'll be okay. You, however, need a way to move because These wheels aren't powered. So, going to need fuel tank. Fuel wings on this. Yep, I think they'll do. Not going to fly. No intention of flying, but I'm just putting little wings on there so that if it rolls, it hits something, so it'll bounce back rather than getting stuck. Hopefully. Engine. Uno. Gravity. Need an intake as well. Ooh, aerodynamics. Where can I put that? Nowhere. In fact, right, what have I done there? Put little engine on top, and we'll do that. There we go. That can allow it to move. Make it look good. There we are. That, the world's most ridiculous looking buggy. Parachute. Life support. That. Don't need Kerbal engineer on this. Don't really need to transmit the data back. Probably do with some battery packs because I'm not entirely sure long that does have an alternator in it, so it can charge. But yeah, there we go. Right. Science Rover 1 and Bob. Bob. Here we go. So where do we want to go first? Fire up our engine. I drive very, very gently because, well, they slip and shake and do all sorts of weird things. Didn't really put them rear wheels on very well. Right, up we go, and here we are. I'll just show you. Get the crew report here. Yeah, we are. Crew report landed at the space plane hangar. So if we over it, well, that worked well. Yes. So I'll get the science here because it's a snag. Right, and a DVA report. Can you get out? No, you can't get out. Okay. So that did not go according to plan. But we have gathered science. We have got them from the space plane hangar. So I will redesign that rover. I will go round and pick up all the science from all the different places that I can do. I am not sure if the vehicle assembly building roof is a different biome. I read something a while ago saying that it was. I'll have to figure out how to land on there. So I will go and pick up all the science from the places I can get with the rover, and then I shall be right back. Well, that was an adventure. It turns out the roof to the VAB is a different biome to the floor, and so is the roof to this building here, and the research building, and the tracking station, and in fact a Google search shows me there are over 30 different biomes at the KSC. Some of them I don't have open because they're part of the research and development buildings that come along as you upgrade it. I had spent over 2 hours just trying to get on top of the VAB and on top of the space plane hangar, and I attempted the tracking station, but and eventually was like, oh, this is just going to drag out to the end of the world, and I know I should do it, but in my Google searching for it, I found a lovely little mod called Kerbal Environmental Institute. It allows you to instantly click a button and gain all the science from the area. Now, I was on 160 science. I thought I'd gained pretty much everything other than the tracking station. Turns out I was nowhere near. I'm now up to 247. And also, I'm not sure why they're coming up again, but there we are. 265 now. So that's very helpful. It just gives you all the science from right here, from these different places. I mean, the R&D building itself's got 9, 10. Well, when it's fully upgraded, there are 10 different places to get science just in that section there. That's wow. That's quite impressive. But anyway, we've very quickly got 200 science, which is a little bit cheaty, but hey, I want to get into space. So let's see what we can unlock, shall we? Let's finish off this tier, get our rockets and our stabilization and the wings that actually move. Have a look what we can get in the next one. Ironically, only one. We can only get one here. So, solar panels would be useful if we were to ever go and throw a probe out there. Now we're getting into some of the weird with chemical plants and things I'm not really sure exactly what they... Well, obviously, I know what they do. They... food, life support, oxygen, that sort of thing. But chemical plant, I don't actually know what that does. You do... water... So I can produce water. I'm guessing. HABA, hydrazine, MRE... I have no idea what that does, and as much as I want to buy it, I actually think I'm going to go with solar panels. A lot of these other ones would be useful, be very useful, but right now, if I was to get solar panels, we could send a probe off into deep space. Slap loads of science on it, send it off into deep space, get it to transmit back, and gain more science to unlock more things. More science. It's all about that science. So yes, let's skip today. And let's build ourselves a probe. So, this is what I've gone with. Not the best looking of probes, this is just a little section of it here. That there would be our little probe. It's got an antenna. It's got an antenna to communicate with the space center at close range, and then if it ever goes into deep space, we've got a long one there. So, let's take this up and see if I can get it into space. I am very quickly, however, going to check mission control. I think we have a contract that says to get into orbit. Yes, orbit curving. And I think we're going to achieve that. Obviously, if we're going to try and get to interstellar space, interplanetary space. So, do we have any more that are currently attached to our vessel? No, we do not. So, first and foremost, let's actually test whether this works. Ooh. Give me temperature, radiation data, and pressure, and then actually click on the probe. There we are. Data, transmit, transmit, transmit. It transmits very slowly. Now, if I was to activate that one, it transmits a lot faster. Of course, I think at the cost of electricity, but we're generating enough electricity to tell it to transport. So, right, that's good. Retract that one. That can continue to transmit data. We're wobbling around like nobody's business, and let's see where we can get to. Very slow start, obviously a very heavy rocket. And possibly unengineered. I didn't actually really look at thrust to weight ratio is 1.4. It's possible to get to space at well, with a space plane it's possible under 1, but with a rocket I'm not entirely sure. 1.3 I think. I'll lean over a bit more. It might be a bit early. When actually going for orbit, I'd much rather have a flatter trajectory to try and sort of like getting the speed up to go around the planet rather than just getting up into the sky. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh, we're starting to lose it. Oh, hold steady. Some powerful torque in that little probe. I don't think this is going to make it. I didn't build this correctly. It's not got enough fuel to actually get into space, I don't think. We are at a high enough height. I just need to flatten it out and speed up, but I don't know whether it can actually do that. And there we are, we're out of fuel. Let's ditch that in bit. We are still climbing. We've got 90k, although we're a bit flat, so this may have been a little bit ambitious. You can see there, that's Kerbalism. That's showing data is returning. And if I had a relay network, for instance, if I had a say something on the moon and then orbit of the moon, it would go to the orbit back here again. It's a lot like remote tech. If anybody's played with that, that's very similar. Now I think providing I can get up somewhere near that height, I can definitely get this in orbit, I reckon, with that little bit of fuel. So we may achieve the contract, we may get into orbit. But I don't think this is going into interstellar space at all. I'll boost it up as far as it'll go, because I can, and I'll leave it just transmitting the data back because it can do that. It happily just transmit everything back. Right, let's slow down this spinning we're doing. Doo-doo. Activate the engine. Interestingly enough, the probe wants to pull towards its relay. I'm guessing the relay's heavier. I'm going to put that down the bottom. And fire the engine up some more. Yes, it pulls through it. It's asymmetrical, so, but that's okay. Quite a bit of force to actually keep it straight. But here we go. Here we go. We are not quite in orbit yet. Need to point outwards a bit. Fire the engine again. And there we are. We are in orbit. We have made it. Probe 1 has achieved orbit around Kerbin. Excellent. Well done, Probe 1. Now, I will, as I said, boost it up. I'm going to deploy that antenna. Have a check of our electricity, see whether that is... It's very slow. The transmission rates are very, very slow. So, yeah, I think the way Kerbalism was designed is you're supposed to send things up and leave them up there for weeks upon end, gathering science, doing things. I think... Yep, you can log multiple things with it, so you don't have to transmit one before the other one's finished, so that's good. And as far as I'm aware, there's no limit on the size of the hard drive inside it. It does say... I don't mention that, but when you build it, it does mention on the probe that it's got a solid state drive. Doesn't say its capacity. Oh, excuse me. But yeah. I'm just going to come around to Periaps and fire the engine again. Hopefully I can keep it stable. See, that's much heavier than anything else. Let's find out, shall we? Let's find out. Let's go around to Periaps. Time warp still works for transmitting. That's good to know. We got 10 seconds to Periaps. Let's fire the engine up. Try and hold our course best we can. Gonna burn off all the fuel. Oh yeah, that's... Oh wow, we've actually left. We are in interplanetary space. Sorry, not sure why I keep saying interstellar. Really struggling to keep that level. And there we are. We're out of fuel. So let's just because I would prefer it to actually be facing Kerbal. Doesn't need to be. None of the actual transmitters need to be facing the direction you're doing things, but I want to because, well, it looks good. Also, I need to make sure it's getting enough done. That's... I'm not... The relay network, I'm not 100% sure. I think it's just like what remote tech does. Essentially, if I was to enable that as a relay, then another craft out that's nearby could use that, a short range antenna to talk to this, and then the large antenna could talk back to Kerbal. So I'll enable that because you never can tell. I might come across this probe later at time. I do know there was a slight modification to allow you to change antennas even if you don't have one. Sorry, that's worded wrong. There's a way to enable antennas if they're not enabled. So if you had a Communitron on here, sent it off into orbit, and then realised you hadn't turned it on, it went out of range of another, went out of range of something, you would be able to deploy your antenna even if you've got no control of it. That was sort of a quality of life thing added. So we'll turn off SAS. And speed up a little bit. There we are. We're crossing the radiation belt. Let's get some readings here. Yeah, more data to be transmitted. This would all be done just in order. It'll take a long time to do though, and science trickles in very slowly. Farewell, Kerbal. Now, I remember the high gain antenna said 25, I assume gigameters, GM. I'm not sure how far that is. I don't know whether this is going to go out of range or whether a gigameter reaches another planet. I have absolutely no idea. Perhaps I should have done some actual research into that, or anything really, but are we going to miss the moon? That's a shame. Got a small flyby of the moon. That would have been quite interesting. Oh, actually, we did. We did get an encounter with the moon. We're in the moon's gravity. Of course, I don't have the upgraded tracking station, so I can't tell. So let's get the science here. How awesome was that? I don't believe the probe can do a crew report. No, it can't. It can access CurbNet. Not sure what order it puts them all in. Temperature scan seems early. 15 credits. 12 credits. It's actually giving me some information on what I get, but... Right. So let's leave the moon's sphere of influence. There we are. We're back out into space again. Let's take some more readings whilst we're very, very high up. No, they don't get re-added, so nope, that's just high in Kerbal. So let's leave Kerbal's sphere of influence and head out into interplanetary space. Data flies down very quickly when you're at 1,000 times warp. And are we actually out here yet? No, we're not in interplanetary space yet. All them little blue dots being sent back to Kerbal. Without the tracking center being updated, I'm not entirely sure where we are, what we are. Well, I know what we are, but I'm not entirely sure where we are. Oh, look, there's more information. I'm sure they're ones I've already done before, but transmit them as well. Ah, there we are. We are now in interplanetary space. Probe 1 has gone further than anything else. It is the Kerbal's version of Voyager. It's out there. Not leaving the solar system, unfortunately. Haven't quite got enough fuel for that. Maybe it'll get a boost at some point from another planet, who knows. There's our orbit, slightly different to Kerbal's. I would say slightly shorter than Kerbal's. So we will in fact end up in front of Kerbal in a year's time. So in many years to come, it's possible that this probe will eventually come back to us, or maybe we could rescue it, or yeah, many things. But it is out there. It does have a relay on it, although it's a fairly short one. Not entirely sure how far that range is there, but yes. High gain antenna cannot be a relay. But anyway, there we are. We have successfully completed the contract. Ended up in interplanetary space. Not sure why I keep saying interstellar. That's wrong. Interplanetary space. We're there. And there is where we shall end this episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope to see you next time. Until then, as always, have fun.